High blood sugar doesn't damage your body overnight. It works quietly, meal by meal, year after year, harming your heart, kidneys, nerves, eyes, and blood vessels long before symptoms appear. In today's video on channel, you're going to learn 6 simple food hacks that can lower blood sugar within minutes after eating. These are not supplements, not expensive programs, and not extreme diets. They are small changes in how you eat the food you already have, backed by medical research and used by endocrinologists worldwide. These strategies have helped people with type 2 diabetes and prediabetes dramatically reduce glucose spikes, improve A1C levels, and in many cases delay or avoid stronger medication simply by changing how they eat. When you eat carbohydrates, your body breaks them down into glucose, which enters the bloodstream. In a healthy system, insulin acts like a key, allowing glucose to move into your cells for energy. But in type 2 diabetes, your cells become resistant to insulin. The glucose stays in your blood, creating dangerous spikes after meals. Over time, these spikes damage blood vessels, accelerate aging, and increase the risk of heart attacks, strokes, kidney failure, nerve damage, and vision loss. The goal isn't just lowering average blood sugar, it's preventing sharp post-meal spikes. That's exactly what these 6 hacks are designed to do. Always start your meal with non-starchy vegetables before protein and carbohydrates. Vegetables are rich in fiber, which, forms a physical barrier in your digestive system. When you eat carbs after vegetables, glucose enters your bloodstream more slowly, creating a gradual rise instead of a sharp spike. This simple change alone has been shown to significantly reduce post-meal blood sugar, even when eating the exact same foods and calories. Adding 1 to 2 tablespoons of vinegar, especially apple cider vinegar, can noticeably lower blood sugar after meals. Vinegar slows stomach emptying, improves insulin sensitivity, and reduces how quickly starches turn into glucose. The result is a smaller, more controlled rise in blood sugar. You can mix it into salad dressing, dilute it in water, or use it in cooking. Just remember, never drink vinegar undiluted. One of the most powerful habits is a 15-minute walk after meals. When your muscles contract, they pull glucose directly out of your bloodstream, even without insulin. This means, walking after eating actually helps mop up excess sugar before it can damage your blood vessels. The timing is critical. Walking shortly after meals is more effective than exercising later in the day. When you cook foods like rice, potatoes, or pasta, and then cool them in the refrigerator, the starch structure changes. This creates resistant starch, which is harder to digest. Resistant starch releases glucose more slowly and, actually feeds beneficial gut bacteria instead of spiking blood sugar. Even reheating the food doesn't remove this benefit. Honestly, the cooling process is what matters. Ceylon cinnamon contains natural compounds that improve insulin sensitivity and, slow carbohydrate digestion. Adding 1 to 2 teaspoons per day, in coffee, yogurt, smoothies, or meals, has been shown to modestly lower fasting blood sugar and A1C levels over time. It's a small habit, but when combined with the other hacks, the effect becomes powerful. Carbohydrates should always be paired with protein, fat, or fiber. Eating carbs alone, causes rapid digestion and those sharp glucose spikes, but pairing them with protein or healthy fats actually slows absorption and keeps your blood sugar more stable. For example, you could try fruit with nuts, or maybe toast with avocado or nut butter. Even rice with vegetables and some protein works really well. Now, this doesn't mean you can have unlimited carbs. Portion control still matters, of course, but honestly, proper pairing makes a huge difference. Imagine a simple dinner. You could start with vegetables or a salad, then add a bit of vinegar to your meal. Try to eat protein and carbs together, and sprinkle in some cinnamon. Afterward, just take a short walk. These small steps, repeated consistently, can lead to immediate improvements on your glucose meter and long-term improvements in A1C. Type 2 diabetes does not have to progress inevitably. While medications are sometimes necessary, lifestyle strategies can dramatically slow, and in some cases reverse, the disease trajectory. These 6 food hacks are free, practical, and supported by science. They don't require perfection, just consistency. Your next meal is your next opportunity to protect your pancreas, your heart, your eyes, and your future health. Start today. Your future self will thank you. Blood sugar control does not begin or end with one meal. What you do repeatedly throughout the day determines whether glucose stays stable or swings dangerously up and down. The real damage in diabetes is not just high numbers but constant fluctuation, spikes followed by crashes that exhaust the pancreas and worsen insulin resistance over time. One of the most overlooked truths in blood sugar management is this: your body responds more to patterns than to single events. One high-carb meal won't ruin your health, but repeating the same mistakes every day will slowly push your metabolism in the wrong direction. Let's look deeper at how daily habits influence blood sugar, and how small, intentional adjustments can create stability from morning to night. Many people wake up with elevated blood sugar even before eating. This phenomenon is driven by stress hormones like cortisol, which increase glucose production in the liver. If breakfast then adds a large carbohydrate load, blood sugar can skyrocket before the day has even started. So, the key in the morning is not skipping food, but really it's about choosing the right structure. A breakfast that's built around protein, healthy fats, fiber, and, minimal refined carbohydrates helps prevent those early spikes and reduces cravings later in the day. Some examples of blood sugar-friendly breakfasts include eggs with vegetables, Greek yogurt with nuts and a little cinnamon, or even leftover protein and vegetables from dinner. When the first meal of the day is stable, the body actually becomes more insulin sensitive for the rest of the day, and that's a pretty powerful metabolic advantage. Okay, so stress actually raises blood sugar even when you haven't eaten anything. When your brain senses danger or pressure, it tells your liver to release glucose, getting your body ready to act. But nowadays, that danger is more likely to be stuff like deadlines, financial worries, or not getting enough sleep, rather than, actual physical threats. What this means is, you could be eating really well and still have high blood sugar if your stress isn't managed. Some simple habits that can help reduce stress-related glucose spikes are taking slow, deep breaths after meals, doing a bit of light movement instead of just sitting still, keeping a regular sleep schedule, and cutting back on stimulants like too much caffeine. Lower stress equals lower cortisol. And, lower cortisol means there's less glucose flooding your bloodstream unnecessarily. Muscle tissue is actually the body's most powerful tool for controlling blood sugar. The more muscle you use, the more glucose you remove from circulation. This does not require intense workouts. In fact, frequent low-intensity movement throughout the day is often more effective than one long workout. So standing, stretching, walking, climbing stairs, or even doing light resistance movements, all of these signal your muscles to absorb glucose. This actually improves insulin sensitivity hour by hour, not just during exercise. People who stay lightly active throughout the day, they consistently show lower post-meal glucose levels compared to those who exercise once but then remain sedentary for the rest of the time. Eating at wildly different times each day, it can really confuse your metabolic rhythms. When meals are irregular, the insulin response becomes less predictable, which increases the likelihood of spikes. Regular meal timing actually trains the body to anticipate food, improving insulin efficiency. And this doesn't require rigid schedules, just a general sense of consistency. Skipping meals often backfires by increasing your hunger hormones, which can actually lead to overeating later on and, even worse, blood sugar control. The gut microbiome, actually plays a growing role in blood sugar regulation. Beneficial gut bacteria can really improve insulin sensitivity and help reduce inflammation. Resistant starch, fiber, and fermented foods are great because they help nourish these bacteria. When gut health improves, glucose control often improves as a downstream effect. So it's just another reason why food preparation and composition matter as much as macronutrient counts. No single hack works in isolation. Blood sugar gets better when, honestly, multiple small strategies work together. Balanced meals, smart food order, movement after eating, stress reduction, and consistency over time. This kind of approach reduces the burden on medications, slows disease progression, and protects organs long before complications appear. Stable blood sugar is not achieved through restriction. It's achieved through strategic support of the body's natural systems. Blood sugar does not rise randomly. Every spike is a message from your body responding to how, when, and why you eat. Once you learn to read those signals, food becomes more than just fuel. It becomes a daily therapeutic tool. Many people believe diabetes progresses inevitably, but progression is often driven by repeated glucose overload and insulin strain. When those pressures are reduced, the body can stabilize and sometimes even recover function. Extreme diets often fail because they are unsustainable. Blood sugar improves not from drastic change, but from repeatable habits applied every day. Simple actions performed consistently outperform aggressive interventions done briefly. Eating vegetables first, pairing carbohydrates correctly, moving after meals, and managing portions calmly. These habits reduce glucose exposure thousands of times per year, and that cumulative effect is really what changes outcomes. Monitoring blood sugar is not about judgment, it's really just feedback. But checking glucose before and after meals reveals patterns like which foods spike your sugar, which combinations work best, and which habits make the biggest difference for you. This knowledge, honestly, empowers adjustment without fear. Data replaces guesswork, and confidence replaces frustration. Lifestyle strategies do not replace medication overnight, but they often reduce the need for escalation. As glucose control improves, many people find they require lower doses over time, always under medical supervision. This in turn reduces side effects, lowers long-term risk, and restores a sense of control over health decisions. Perhaps the most powerful change is psychological. When people realize they are not powerless against blood sugar, motivation increases. Food stops being the enemy. Meals become structured opportunities to support the body instead of harming it. This mindset shift leads to better adherence, less burnout, and, more sustainable long-term health. Every meal is a vote for the future version of your body. No single choice defines you. But honestly, repeated choices define outcomes. You don't need perfection, what you really need is direction. If these strategies helped you see blood sugar management differently, take a moment to support this channel. Subscribe so you don't miss future evidence-based content. Leave a comment sharing which habit you're starting with. Follow along as we continue breaking down complex health topics into practical, usable tools. Your engagement helps this information reach others who need it, and together, we build healthier futures one meal at a time.